Yeah, we got it. She's literally just nailing it.
I don't know how are we gonna choose.
I'm born and raised in LA. It's my favorite city in the world. I feel so lucky and fortunate to be here. I'm also the daughter of a Guatemalan immigrant. My mother's from Guatemala, my dad is a black man. And so living in LA just was really a great intersection of so much culture, and I got to grow up with that culture. And so when you think about East on Rodeo, there's a duality to the name. If you were born and raised in LA, you know that there's Rodeo Drive, and there's that, and then there was Rodeo Road. It's now Obama Boulevard. And the duality of that same word, and something as simple as the pronunciation telling you so much about where you are and what you're about, that exists in a lot of minorities and people of color. The duality of showing up in the world every day and also making sure that you're showing up as the most authentic person is tough. And I felt like that the word really embodies that. It resonated with me and who I am and my culture and what I'm about. And so yeah, that's kind of where it came from. My name's Jessica White, and I'm the founder of East on Rodeo. I really wanted the brand to have a soul. You know, the first challenge was really understanding what's the mission and why does the world need another clothing line? And the tagline for women with more soul than height really embodies what I want the brand to exude and what I want it to stand for. It was really important to me to define or redefine the word petite. For so long, I resisted doing a petite brand for the simple fact that it didn't really resonate with me. I always thought of it as being that kind of like corner space in the department store that didn't have a lot of options, or it really shows up as a very feminine floral dresses and girly girl style, which is not my style at all. And I resisted it for so long, and then eventually I'm like, well, create what you want to see in the world. And I think that so many of the women that influence me in my life are short and so much more powerful, resilient, and I really want a brand that shows that side of short women, because we're doing big things. I just love the idea. Once I thought of it that way, I was empowered, and I wanted to kind of put that out there as well. As far as fashion, I grew up loving fashion through my grandmother. I didn't see myself reflected in magazines, places weren't talking to me, but watching my grandmother get dressed really always stuck with me. And she had this red suit that when I saw her put it on, the confidence that it exuded really stuck with me all through my life. And that's why the first collection has this powerful red as a tribute to her as well. I also think that red looks beautiful on all skin tones, and I wanted that to do all the work for the collection. So I muted the rest of the collection with this tan and this brown, really kind of symbolizing the different skin tones that you see all throughout the city, and kind of what we're all made of. And there's a lot of versatility. So you'll notice that you can wear the pieces multiple different ways, and that was important to me too, just to get the most wear out of your buck. And so I think that came across really nicely. Bella Canvas is a great example of one of the resources and partnerships that came to East on Rodeo as a part of the Stateless incubator. And it's been amazing. I mean, I've had the opportunity to, like this sweatshirt that I have on right now is a Bella Canvas sweatshirt. And then we put our branding on it. And so it's an amazing opportunity for us to get our branding out there, but also for it to be incorporated into the collection in a really seamless way and a very approachable way. And so I think even for the collection that we'll be launching these in, it really kind of gives the collection that added layer of streetwear inspiration that is so integral to the brand and the design principle. I find myself wearing the sweaters just because I like them. And I know that sounds really simple, but it's important, it doesn't feel forced, the relationship doesn't feel forced. The color palettes are beautiful. What I found for this collection is there was a nice balance of neutrals and pops of colors that you could really leverage to either fill in gaps in your collection. As you know, like when you're a founder and you're just starting out, starting an apparel brand can be pricey, and it's nice to have moments and a partner where you can kind of fill in some gaps and have a well-rounded collection that tells a full story. Working with the Stateless group has really been great. I started working with them initially on helping me kind of create the brand or really kind of come up with the branding and making that vision tangible. And they've been wonderful. I mean, they believed in the vision of the brand and what we stood for. From that moment, really have been great partners and consultants. And so, you know, East on Rodeo is part of their inaugural incubator cohort, where they've done a great job of helping me to connect with other businesses that are interested in supporting multicultural founders and founders that maybe traditionally wouldn't have access to the types of resources that other founders do. And so it's been wonderful. Oh my gosh, future plans for East on Rodeo. I'm really thinking about how to build community and build relationship and build credibility. So a lot of, yes, there's gonna be clothing, but also just a lot of interaction with the women that we wanna interact with. Long term, I would love East on Rodeo to be a brand that activates all your senses. East on Rodeo is a vibe. So it's not just what you wear, it's what you taste, it's what you smell, it's the music that you listen to. And so I'd love for the brand to expand into other product categories and grow.